all set. Let's see here. There we go. Let's see who we got on here besides Michael. How you doing, Michael? What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna have open chat here tonight. Let's see. I'm on my iPad tonight, so it's. Let's see here. Let's see who else we got here. Get some questions rolling here. Let's see, we got like 3 people, 2 thumbs up. We had 7. We'll get some more people on here. So Michael, what's going on? How you doing? See, we're up to 5. We'll just wait. Get some questions rolling here, guys. Just shoot out some questions. At least we can get the conversation going while we're waiting. Let's see, we got Darren on here. We got Glenn. How you doing, Glenn? And Franz, good afternoon. Greetings from Switzerland. There we go. Now we got people going. Good. Mike, hey, Steve, good to see you. Joe, you're good to go, loud and clear. Good. That's good. Darren Cooper, how's it going, bro? It's going good. I'm doing all right. One of those soldiers that was lost over in Afghanistan was a student for when I used to work in the school system over in Lawrence. So when I found out about that, that made that Afghanistan thing even a lot worse than what it was. You know, it was not good. Aaron Stewart, good evening. Don Murphy, hey, Steve. Let's see, you don't have a name. Alabama, USA. Eddie, hey, Steve. Eddie from AZ. Jack Redmond's on board. Hello, Steve. Lazy Larry, good evening, Steve. And let's see, clear on video sound. Michael says, seriously thinking of going for that SRRV instead of waiting for tourist visa to open up, even though I will be spending half of my time in the States and half of my time in the Philippines. Yeah, Michael, we got people going through that right now, that trial thing. It is a little bit difficult and because of things that change, but I mean, there are people that are going to get through for sure. There will be people that will get through, but some people are having issues, but they're usually outside of the country, just to let you know. Let's see. We got Norma on here. Hello, Norma. Let's see. JD. Hi, Steve. Working on my SRRV from outside with Mary Rose. Just got my medical and from clearances. Seems that these two need to be authenticated by my Philippines consulate. Let me see. I think you're okay. If that's what if whatever Mary Rose tells you, JD, that's what you got to follow. If it's the apostles, that's different. The apostles, I did a video on that, telling people how to do the apostles. Okay, if she's telling you to do apostles, that's different than. I don't know why she's telling you to go to the Philippines consulate, but I think that's what you're talking about. Okay, apostle is different, but if she's telling you to go to the Philippine consulate, make sure you get that check with her about that. Make sure you're correct on that, because I think she's talking about apostles. James Corlew says, hello, how are things in the PI? 4 months left to retirement. That's good, James. That's awesome. That's good news. So we got 31 people, 12 thumbs up already, so we're rolling tonight already. Let's see, Big John, 55, looking forward to opening. Thomas Jones says, hello, Steve. Willie White, good day. You don't have a name. It's been almost 2 years I have been waiting to see my fiance back in Saragao City. COVID block. Yeah, we got, I'm going to be doing a video a little bit more about that, guys, because you guys got to keep your hopes up, because a lot of guys are throwing the towel in. I'm not telling people to quit. I'm just telling people the truth of what's going on here. And I know a couple of people have said, man, Steve, it's been a real downer for like the past week on some of the news that we've been passing on. But, I just want to be truthful with people to know what to expect over here. And I'd rather see people wait to come in here, And a lot of people are turning to other countries and saying, I'm just going to give up on the Philippines totally. I'm not sure that's a good idea, But I wouldn't expect the Philippines to be the same when you get back here, because I'm seeing other restaurants and other places getting ready to close soon. They just added another 7 days of modified ECQ. And a lot of people said this past month when I was talking to them, they said that they will close if we get any more modified ECQ, and they threw on 7 more days. So that'll tell you, what's going to happen this month. We got more. That means more closings. Mike Lauersdorf says private citizens and retired military doing things to get Americans and Afghans out. Are the Philippines taking in Afghan refugees? Not that I know of. I haven't heard anything about that, but maybe because of all the stuff that's going on here, they're just paying attention to what's going on in country because there's too much going on in country to worry about what's going on out country. We have 20,000 new COVID cases every day, I think it was, they said in the newspaper. That's what they were expecting anyway. I'm not sure if that's what they're getting, but that's what they said they were expecting. Okay, Jack Redmond says, did you set up your Magic Jack in the USA before you left or in the Philippines? I set it up back home, but I don't think that really matters where you set it up, Jack. You go online and you just do the setup thing, and it's easy. You can just do the Magic app. You don't even have to do the Magic Jack. Put Magic app on your phone. I forget whether I got that off the app thing from Apple or if I went onto their site and downloaded it on there. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But, you can do the app too. The app works on your phone. It's like having a second phone on your phone. So it's kind of nice because it rings on your cell phone. It's just an app, and it works phenomenal, And as long as you have data on your phone, you can take and make phone calls, so people can call you from wherever. And you can have an American number. You pick whatever state you want, whatever area code. See, Jack Redmond, let's see. JD says, I'll check specifically with her referencing apostles or authentication, hoping to get this done by December to possibly enter in January. Hope all is well. Hope is all a man can ask for. With hope, we can be positive. There we go, JD. That's true, man. That's all we got, man. And that's, in these days, it's getting rough. It's really getting rough. Even over here, we're in lockdown. We can hardly do anything. I can go to the mall. I went to the mall today, but it wasn't the same because the stores, you got to get your temperature checked when you go into each store, and some places you got to sign in and wear your mask and your shield. It's not the same. And after a year and a half of doing that, it gets really, really old, and it wears on you. And it's wearing on me, and it's wearing on a lot of other people over here. At least you guys in the States are lucky enough that you don't have to wear the shields and the masks anymore, so that's good. Lincoln Dodson says, good morning from Ohio. Thank you for all your videos. You can't do enough rental videos for me. May you forever bless. Thanks, Lincoln. I wish I could do more rentals on here. I've been following the ones down the street that are getting fixed. One of those is rented from one of the subscribers, and also a friend of mine. And he's renting one. I don't know if anybody else has made any calls to her or whatever, but there's three others available. Crazy Corman says, this last MECQ has me thinking about Thailand. Just have to talk to my It is with a lot of people saying that. John Wells says, hello, everyone. Gene Lamb says, ¿Cómo está, Cayo? Gene from Georgia. There we go. Alma Lee says, hi, Steve. Popping up to greet you and your family. Happy weekend. Stay healthy and safe. Thanks, Alma. We appreciate it here. Delta Chris, good evening, Steve. Watching from Australia. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate that. Got a lot of people. You guys are like in a really hard lockdown over there in Australia. I heard they call it Fort Australia. I was reading an article that they said the people there are nicknaming it Fort Australia because you can't get out and you can't get in, or if you can, it's just barely. So I heard it's rough over there too. So we're about where you're at probably. Aviation Safety says, good evening from Pilar, Bataan, Philippines. There we go. Let's see. Jack Redmond says, I'll be there October 4th. In Red Planet in Manila Bay for 10 days starting at the walls, then go to Baguio. Me and the wife are gonna go through all the hoops. That's cool if you can do it. Some people, I don't know if I could go through all that. After going what we've gone through for the past year and a half, I think I'd have a hard time sitting in a room in quarantine. But we're doing it here, but still, I don't know if I could do it. That's even harder because at least I can get out. I can go outside. I can walk around. I can go to the malls. I can walk around, do stuff like that. We can't really travel every place, but we can travel some places. But it just kind of sucks, to be honest. Smoky Mountain Model says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Smoky? JD, it seems like your area in Cavite is much better value referencing rentals than, for example, Bhutan or Cagayan del Oro. I wonder why Cavite has such good rental rates. You know, I don't know something. You're right on that, JD. The rental rates are exceptional here. I mean, it's 80 US dollars down the street, or 4,000 pesos right down the street here. And they're brand spanking new. You just got to put in a US toilet and put in your shower and stuff like that, and AC. But I mean, these places are really, really nice, and they're clean, they're exceptional. It's in a little bit of a noisy area, not too bad. Yeah, there are roosters. I mean, if you guys saw the videos the other day, those places are nice. I was there today and I was talking to the owner's mother, and they were putting in the ceilings and stuff like that. And they have 3 left, and she's saving one for one of my subscribers, one of you guys, and he's also a friend of mine. We talk a lot on the phone. We've become close friends, and he wants to move here, and I don't blame him. He's got a beautiful apartment over there now, and it's gorgeous, Let's see, Doug Shisho. Hi, Steve. Thanks for always keep updating. Any other Southeast Asia countries that's open for tourism? I'm sure there are. I don't really follow up on the other countries too much. Whatever I hear. I mean, the past couple of days I haven't been doing too much reading. I've been kind of taking a break for a while because I'm kind of a news junkie, and it kind of catches up with me sometimes, So I like to take a break every once in a while. So today I kind of just took a break from news and stuff like that. So but I didn't hear of anything else new out there. It's all the same. Larry Webb says, hi, Steve, from Huntsville, Texas. We got a Texas man on here. Let's see. James says, yep. Let's see. Wong says, hey, Steve, I know 2 people under 40 that have died of the Delta crap. Yeah, 2 right here, right in this area, I guess, too. John Wells says, hey, Jeff, JD, hi, Larry, I'm just down the road from you in Woodlands, Texas. Brooke Snyder, Steve-O, welcome from Stratford, Ontario. There we go. How you doing, Brooke? Brooke's another one of our people that's going to be moving here to Tracy Martirez, too. So we had quite a few people moving in here, and I'm kind of happy about that because we had a lot leave, just before this stuff. And it'd be good to have Brooke here and some of the other people here, that are coming here. So it's good to have a good crowd coming in here. So, and there's plenty of room in Tracy Martirez really for some more expats here, which would be good. And I think it'll be a plus to the area. And maybe we can have meetings and stuff like that, maybe once a month or something like that, or even more. Just, at least have like a hangout or a barbecue or something like that, Smoky Mountain Modeler says, hello, John, holding down the fort in SCC. Larry Webb says, which particular video did you show the new apartments? Larry, if you go on to my videos, you'll see them. They're in the pictures. They're in the pictures. It's not too far back. I think it was like a day or 2 ago. I did a video. Okay, so you'll see it on there. It was just recently, within the past couple days. Let's see. JD says, noise doesn't bother me as I've lived in the cities my whole life. I care about safety, of course, but noise level's not an issue for me. JD, if you're thinking about moving to Tracy Martirez, you may want to grab one of these at $80 and just pay it up front to save it. You know what I mean? If you want to get a nice new place, these are the places. I did a video, and if you want me to do a video of the place, you can email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay, and Steven is with a V, okay? So, let's see. John Barnett, good night and morning from Methuen, Mass. Steve, you're a good guy. I appreciate your channel. Thanks, John. From my neck of the woods, huh? Since I'm from Lawrence. Let's see. John Wales, absolutely, someone has to. Let's see, he says. Juan says, good evening, Steve. Mark says, well, listen, with all this new health pass, I'm going to say no to living hell, regardless of the cheap cost of living in the Philippines. Yeah, the health pass there, he's talking about, Mark is talking about the vaccine pass for the country, I guess they're talking about having here. And if you have to register your card and they have to prove that it's real or whatever, and then you get a pass. And also, I found out today if you have the SRRV, you can do the national ID here, and that's free. It doesn't cost you anything, supposedly. I don't know if they charge for foreigners, but it's supposedly free. That's what I heard. So I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna let you guys know more about the National Registry ID or whatever they call it. It's like a thing that they've been doing for a while here. But when I get the card, I'll do a video all about that and my experience with it to let you guys know that have SRRVs. Because I know a lot of you guys are putting in for SRRVs and stuff like that. So it might be a good thing to have here in the country to have that, because it'll make it easier for you to do things in country that you need to do. And when you go to, if you ever get stopped by the police or something like that, anywhere at a checkpoint or something like that, you can show them you're a resident here, which is kind of good. But we also have that, we'll have the SRRV ID, which also shows that you live here too, which is actually key. Crazy Corman says, at JD, it depends on how you find rentals. Online, it's spendy. I live in a 2-story with a maid's quarters, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, car park, gated community pool, $9,000 a month in Metro Manila. That's actually not a bad deal in Metro Manila, you know. Some of these places, though, Crazy Corman, they're brand spanking new here, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, these places, they have brand new windows. They're beautiful places, and they're only $80. And a lot of these guys that are coming in here are just single guys. They have no girlfriend yet, and these apartments are perfect for somebody that's single or is just going to have a girlfriend. I mean, they're perfect, you know, because they're small, they're easy to clean, and most of the time, I mean, when I'm home, I'm just on my phone or on the computer or reading or whatever. You know, I don't need a huge house, and I think a lot of the other guys kind of feel the same way. As you retire, I find that living smaller is actually kind of nice, you know. Glenn B says, election here in Canada, protesters shut down Trudeau because he was scared. Well, he should be, you know. I think all the politicians today should be pretty scared, to be honest with you. I mean, with what they're doing to people. I mean, it's getting kind of scary out there, you know. I mean, with everything that's going on in the world here today. I mean, I get up in the morning, I shake my head when I read the news now, you know. Larry Webb says, my fiance and I are going to Tracy Martira's for a possible place to live. Hope to meet you. Larry, if you're looking for a place, please watch that video. Okay, I did several videos of that same place, of them building it. The last one shows it almost done, except for the ceiling's not in. The only thing you have to do is put in a toilet and AC. Take a look at it. They're $80. And if, you know, there's a possibility that it might turn into like a place where there might be 1 or 2 other expats there too. So that might be good if you're looking for a decent place. And the good thing about it is you just walk out your front door out to the street, and that's where all the jeepneys go by, because this is the bypass. So all the jeepneys go, they can get a ride almost anywhere from here, you know. See, howdy from the UK, Eric says. Smoky Mountain Model says, Steve, any more info on Old Glory flying over Subic Bay? Nothing. I don't think it'll ever fly over Subic again. Okay, as in one of our bases. I think that what will happen is that it will just be a Philippine base, and we'll be there sharing the base, kind of, you know. See, JD says, I really appreciate that you do your lives the same time each week. That way it's easy to tune in. Yeah, we're trying to keep it that way all the time now, and it kind of helps everybody too. I used to throw in like 1 or 2 extra during the week, but it got to be too much for me, because a lot of people don't realize when you do a video, there's a lot that goes into that video sometimes. I mean, sometimes I sit there and I plan for an hour before I do it, like what I'm going to say, things like that, or read up on things, or what have you. It's not as easy as what people think, and plus there's a lot of research trying to come up with the stories sometimes, or a vlog, you know. So let's see. Gene Lamb says, still waiting for PI to open up. We'll visit as soon as it opens up. Magandang umaga. Let's see. Brooks Knight says, Steve-O, I think there will be a lot of expats in Tracy to meet once there. Thanks for your vlogs. Thanks, Brooke. Jack Redman, yeah, they can track your card from the batch number. Yeah, they can with the vaccination batch number. I'm wondering if they're going to accept VA vaccinations. I hope they do, because it was done in the Philippines, so they should. Eric Bone, if you ever make it to the Philippines to see my girl, I'll live in BGC. My girl works as banker for Wells. They get a lay of the land. Please, let's see. P.S. I've been to the Philippines 5 times before, but not permanently. Roy Jones, $80 beats my 1,150 mortgage. I'm sure it does. You know, what I tell people over here is, the mortgage is what saves you the money over here. That's where it beats being retired in the U.S. is because of the mortgage. The mortgage or rent in the United States. You save so much money over here on rentals. Even on a mortgage over here, if you go into that with your wife or something like that, I wouldn't do it with a girlfriend. I'd do it maybe with a wife or something like that if you've been with her for a while, Crazy Corman says, I'm happy to help people find a place in Caloocan too. Not much for expats in this part of Metro Manila though. I like it that way. Let's see, John Wells, Crazy Corman, all of that for less than $200 a month. That sounds great. See, Willie White, is there a service that can help us with paperwork in the U.S.? I'm not sure what paperwork you're talking about. There is places that do apostles and stuff like that, but you're better off doing it yourself. I believe that's what you're talking about, Willie, but I'm not sure. You have to explain to me what paperwork you're talking about. If you have questions, Willie, about SRRV stuff, I can answer that. You can email me again, Steven5975, and Steven is with a V, okay, and then at yahoo.com. All right, and you can just ask me for my phone number. I have a U.S. phone number. You can call me on that if you need it. Gene Lamb, yes, thinking about staying in the Cavite area near Manila. Cavite is good, Gene, because it's so quick to go to Manila. Leonard Lund, good morning from Houston, Texas. How are you doing today? I'm doing good, Leonard. Thank you for asking. Don Murphy, big thing for Trudeau. Left so many Canadians in Afghanistan to perish. Yeah, I think a good chunk of that was from the president, unfortunately, because he was kind of responsible for doing that before that happened. I mean, some people were blaming other people, but we're trying to stay out of politics on here. So, but I have my thoughts on that because like I said, one of those soldiers was a girl that I knew from the school department in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and she was killed in that. So there was 13 people killed, and she was like the 13th. And the sad part about it is, I see 12 pictures going around, but I don't see any pictures of her except for the ones I've posted. See, Rainer Schmee says, what do you think about Afghanistan? I think it's a mess. And after today, losing somebody that I knew there, it kind of made it a lot harder, I mean, I have posts all over my Facebook with her picture on there, It's just kind of sad. Very saddened by that. Really, really, really sad. I'm mad too. Don't get me wrong. I'm really mad at our government, Crazy Corman, John Wales, rental prices are kind of based on how close you are to a super mall. 10 to 15K is easy to find. If you're across the street from SM, you're looking at 25 to 40K. Yeah, it's kind of true. Tom Pierce says, good morning, Steve. Just wondering if John Wales is coming back to TNN soon. He's on here, Tom. You can ask him. Let's see. Mark USRY says, no, actually, this health pass is going to require you to quarantine when you enter the Philippines. Oh, okay. You're not talking about the other thing then that we were talking about the other day. I only wish it was just a vaccine requirement that I've gotten. Please check into this and vlog on it. Health pass. Yeah, I'm going to have to check into that more. Gunny John says, good to see you again, Steve. Thanks, Gunny. Randy S., good morning, everyone. Gunny John sent everything to Mary Rose. That's good, Gunny. So you got everything apostoled and all that good stuff, I hope. Let's see. We have a lot of people on here that are doing that trial. I mean, she must be swamped with people. I really feel bad for her because she was on vacation when all this came up, too. So I'm sure it's been hard on her. Let's see. Gandang Mars TV. Thank you, Steve. Say hi to my baby Brooke. He's always following you. He learns a lot from you. Thank you. He's actually on here right now. So Eric Bone. Duterte is going full commie mode with his vice presidential status, like a puppet master. No accountability. Yeah, we don't comment about Philippine politics on here at all. I don't. Just best not to do that here, Bill T. Hello from Laguna. Stay safe. Gandang Mars TV, local Tracina here. Yeah, she's from Tracy Martinez, by the way, guys. She runs a hairdressing thing here, and she is Brooke Schneider's girlfriend. Let's see, John. Let's see, John was. I keep losing you, Steve. Don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or mine. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow. I hope everybody's getting me okay on here. Rainer says sorry for your loss. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Eric Bones, stream is fine. Must be your end, John. Yeah, because usually our stream is really, really good here on Saturday nights. That's one reason why I choose it. If I do it any earlier than this time, then sometimes we do have problems on this end, but we don't now. Smoky Mountain Modeler, you can apostle the paperwork at your state capitol in person, or you can mail it in. Just Google Apostle Services near me at Willie White. Yeah, the apostles you can usually have done at any state capitol. Let's see, Frank Maxwell says, since the PI is mainly Catholic, how worried should we be of STDs there? Well, 16.7% of the people have hepatitis B, so think of that, okay? And that can be sexually transmitted. And then, yes, STDs are pretty bad here in some areas, so you got to be careful. They can be pretty prevalent in some areas. So be really, check on that. There's actually I believe I saw a map online with the hotspots and stuff where there's HIV and stuff like that. But it's like that it's like that everywhere nowadays. Jack Redman, personally, I think we will find out a lot more Americans and other stranded people from all over the world have probably been killed. Let's hope not. I hope not. Eric Bone, okay, sorry. Let's see. Patriot Pirate says, hey, Steven, I sent you an email last week about SRRV for your phone number and haven't heard back. Should I send again? I'm not a week behind. I didn't see that, Patriot Pirate, so please resend that, okay? And I didn't check my emails today. I will check them today. But no, I did not see that. Yeah, ask in the heading for my phone number, and I'll send it to you, okay? But yeah, I'm sure I didn't see that, or if I did see it, I probably answered it. Maybe the email you didn't receive it or something like that. But I answer everybody. I know I've answered all my emails the day, before yesterday. So Steven5975 @yahoo.com. Steven is with a V, not with a PH. Okay, so you might have sent it to the PH or something like that instead. JD, Steve, literally my savings on rent will cover the difference between pension after retirement and current salary. Cash on hand at end of the month is all that matters. So why not go for it and retire? Yeah, I mean, I've been telling people, just be patient. You guys all need to be patient coming here. And I know the situation is tough right now. And I'm not giving a lot of good news out there lately, and I know some people are backing out and quitting and saying that they're going to go someplace else. And I can't say I can't blame them, okay? Because but I want to be honest with you guys. When I do a vlog, I don't want to lie to people and get everybody's hopes up, and they get over here and they don't like it anymore. Because a good chunk of the people, like a third or more, end up going home. If not, probably more than that. Some people say it's about a third or something like that. Because they just don't like it, or they can't take it here. They can't take the heat, or they just can't take the poverty, or whatever it may be, So, Roy Jones says, use protection anywhere. Let's see. I agree with that. Yeah, be careful, man. Willie White says, thank you, Smokey. Lazy Larry says, loud and clear here. My fiance's daughter has TB. Do you think it's prevalent in the Philippines? Yes. Yes, it is. Let me go a little bit deeper on that, Walleye. Before all this COVID stuff, when I was on a bus or something like that, you would see people still wearing masks. And I found out that they were wearing masks because they're afraid of getting TB. Okay? So get your TB shot. Get your TB vaccine, or get checked to see if you had it already. Because sometimes you need boosters on those. Okay? Just like with Hep B. If you had it when you're a kid, chances are you need a booster on it. Okay? Devin Darren just says, hey, Steve, new here. Have you learned a lot of Tagalog, or is it not normal for, expats? I know English there is good. I'm curious to see how many expats or yourself using Tagalog. I don't use Tagalog. I really don't. I have a hard time talking with some people. Hold on a sec. Seta, can you turn that off? I'm sorry, guys. I got my son in here. He's got his phone going over there. Crazy Corman, walleye, TB is very common. Yeah, it is. So that's why we got to be careful here. Franz says, hello from Switzerland. Eric Bone, my girl's at friend's birthday party. It's just been broken up by barangay officer. LOL. Yeah, that's, you can't have large crowds here. Steve Ford says, hi from Switzerland. What are your thoughts if my fiance can travel to sign a deed of sale on land? We have to pay to allow title transfer. I don't know. I mean, if she comes back, if you're talking about her traveling from the Philippines to Switzerland, if she goes back, she's going to have to go into quarantine. I would imagine. I'm not sure about that. I mean, the travel rules change day to day, but I would think that she would have to go into quarantine. Maybe not, but I think she does. Or she has to get tested and all that stuff. That can be expensive. Crazy Corman, Eric Bone, I bet I read that in the news tomorrow. Let's see, Alice Vlogs in Wonderlands. I find this channel so helpful, more power. Thanks, Alice. Appreciate it. Eric Bone, crazy. They are power craze, out of control. Dickie Spaz says it's funny as hell to be around a group of Pinoys and bust out a comment in Olongo. The look on their faces is priceless. Let's see. Danberg, Mary Rose just completed all the paperwork for my SRRV now. Just waiting on the final acceptance. Processed to about 2 months. I started 2 weeks in the U.S. before I came into the Philippines. Dan, I'm hearing rumors that's going to go fairly quick. So let's just hope and pray that it does go fast. I'm hoping for all my people that that I've worked with on this. And I always tell you guys, if you guys ever have a problem, call me or whatever. And on the flip side, if you need help, if you need information about doing the police report or FBI report, or you have some questions, I can usually answer most of the questions. If I can't, I'll just tell you to go to Mary Rose and shoot the questions to her. I know she's hard to reach lately, but yeah, we have a lot of people, doing the SRRV trial thing, and some people have backed out, okay, and some people are still going forward, and I wish everybody the best in that, because we were the first ones to vlog on that, and we found out, and we were the only ones that got permission from the PRA on that, and I was really thankful to get that information, because we've been working with SRRV holders for a long time. Even before we started the channel here, we were doing it on Facebook, and I was working with Mary Rose on there too. So Mary Rose is phenomenal. She's a phenomenal person because she doesn't charge our people, okay, and that's the great part about Mary Rose. So, I tell people to give her or her agents that help you a tip when you're all done, because they deserve that. Because the other people over here charge $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 to do that same work, and they still get paid by the PRA, because the PRA gives them $500. Okay, so just keep that in mind. These people are doing awesome work for what they do, and it's a lot of work, and it's believe me, it's not easy for these people. It's not easy for Mary Rose or any of the people that work for her. So just remember that, guys. Let's see, we got 111 and 40 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Brooke Schneider, Steve-O, have you done a blog on what shots expats should get prior to arriving? I did way back, yes. I talk about TB, Hep B. I would get all the hepatitis shots. I would get the TB. There's other ones that doctors recommend, but I don't think you really need all those. Dengue is kind of a dangerous shot, so be careful. But yeah, there are other shots some people want to get, shingles, stuff like that, for the older group, Eric Bone. Let's see, just 10 people at private party. Welcome to the crazy clown world. Steele, hello, Steven. Hello, Steele. Dan Berg, she also took care of my police report here in the Philippines. That's good. She's really good at what she does, Be thankful that we have her and not somebody else, because she's phenomenal, Patriot Pirate, okay, thanks. I put this in the subject line. This is about SRRV. I'll resend and change to need your number. Guys, can you turn it down? about SRRV. Thanks again, and look forward to talking with you. Thanks for these live chats. It helps. No problem, Patriot. I'll answer those tomorrow. I'm not going to answer them tonight, Patriot, just to let you know. So I'll answer them tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. So give me like 12 to 20 hours, okay? But I will. I promise I'll answer those as soon as I get a chance. I'm just going to rest tonight because I'm beat today. So once I get off here, I'm going to go to bed. You know. It'll probably be because I didn't sleep. I have insomnia, so I don't sleep very often. And today, I think I'm gonna probably get some sleep, hopefully. So Bong Fam says I heard MECQ will be extended up to September 7th. Unfortunately, you're right. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's gonna close some more restaurants. They said that if they extended it at all, they would be forced to close. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Steele says, I hear that FBI check can be done from Philippines. No need to travel back to the States. I'm not so sure about that. They can do Interpol, okay? Your fingerprints have to be done. That I'm not so sure about. That's an FBI thing. Because when you do the FBI check, you have to have your fingerprints done, usually at a police station or any one of the sites where it's okay. I'm not sure if that can be done in the Philippines. Maybe it can. You'd have to talk to one of the FBI sites or the FBI themselves to ask them about that, Steele. That's something, I've had a few people ask me about that, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Okay, that's one thing I don't know that much about. That's something outside my control, you know. But yeah, you could. I think you might be able to do it over here. If you can't do it over here, just ask Mary Rose if you can do Interpol check or something like that instead. Okay, if you're in country or something and doing it. See, Brooke Snyder says, Steve, are you still using Western Union? Have you used Wise at all? No, I use Western Union. I like it, you know, because I've never had any bad luck, Brooke. I really like Western Union. I really do, you know. And I use the app, so it's cheaper than using regular Western Union. Walleye says I use Remitly a lot to transfer money. Let's see, we gotta get some more questions on here, guys. Let's see, we're up to 112, 49 thumbs up, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's see. All the way live says message retracted. KM says 2 months to get an SRRV from the time the process was started, but only 2 weeks from the time your process was started before you had a special exemption. Let's see, to fly to the Philippines. Yeah, everything's changed now. You got to get that EED. The EED, once you get the EED, then it's fast. You know, then it's just a matter of getting into the country with the, you know, I mean, actually not get, the EED gets you the 9A, okay? So once you get your 9A, and I heard the 9A is fairly fast to get, so that's the thing. Then once you're in country, it's pretty fast, probably about 2 or 3 weeks maybe, you know, because there's not going to be many people here, so they should be able to shoot right through that really fast. Let's see, JG says, just found your channel, it's my new favorite. Thanks, JG. Make sure you check, JG, make sure you check out all my older stuff. We have a lot of good, like, real nuggets back in the older videos. They might not be as fresh and clean as the newer ones, you know, and as polished, but you know, there's a lot of good information back in the old videos, and I tell people, please go back and check those old videos, because some of those have the freshest material in there that we have, and really good stuff. I still have it in my mind, but sometimes it slips me when I do a remake of a video. I forget sometimes or whatever. Most of the time I remember, but sometimes I forget, and there's a couple of good videos back there with a lot of good stuff on there. See, Paul Osborne says, is the FBI check required for the regular PI tourist visa? No, it's not. No. As of yet. If you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking about the 9A or if you're talking about the one on arrival, because they're two different things. Because the 9A, you need the EED to get in here, and they'll only do it for SRRV holders right now, and maybe a few other people, I'm not sure. Jack Redmond says, you would think the U.S. Embassy could do the backgrounds. You would think, but they don't, you know. See, A. Advincula says, Stephen, I sent you an email. Don't know if you got to see it. I didn't do any emails today. I've just been really busy. I'll check later. If I don't answer you by tomorrow afternoon, please send me a new one. You know, I've had a few people tell me that their emails didn't get to me, and you might have the wrong email address. It's Steven with a V, okay, and then 5975 at yahoo.com, okay? See, Biggie B says, hi, Mr. Steve. Just got my Western Union app. Tried it. It was fast. Yeah, it's very good. I like using that. That's why I say the Western Union app is way cheaper than Western Union in the stores. So just FYI, and you connect it to your account, so it's easy. Whenever you need to send money, you don't even have to leave the house. You just sit there on your sofa, and you can be watching TV or something and send it. Tom Paris says, okay, here's a question: has anyone had hair transplant done in Manila? I've never seen that advertised, Tom. I haven't. I've seen a lot of stuff here for plastic surgery and stuff like that, but I'm sure they do it. I'm sure they do it, Surrey cases, are you saying you can get an SRRV from outside of the country? I'm not saying from outside the country. I'm saying you have to start the process from outside the country. You can only get the SRRV in country. But now if you're going to do it, it's possible for you to get a 9A tourist visa to get in here to finish the process, but you have to get an EED to get the 9A. The EED is like an entry document, okay? So the EED gets you the 9A visa. Once you get approved for that, then you put in for the 9A, and then you put down that you're going to go in to do your SRRV retirement visa, and then they allow you to come in, and then you finish the process over here. It's not that hard. It's a pain in the butt, but it can get difficult, and if you're in another country, that's when it starts getting hard. If you're coming from the U.S., it's not as hard, okay? Michael L. says, avoid the dengue vaccine unless it has protection against all 4 serotypes. Sanofi really foobered their vaccine in 2017. JG, okay, I will check out your older videos. Thanks. Yeah, JG, just be sure to, we got 600 videos now. There's a lot of good stuff in there. We have the walk-in videos. Some people like the walk-in videos. We have the rental videos. Check out those. You'll get a rough idea. Most of those rental videos are still true even today, even the older ones, because the prices haven't changed. All the information is pretty much true in all those videos. If you have any questions, you can always email me, or you can question me on here on a Saturday night. So Smoky Mountain Model, is it a good idea to inform the State Department that you will be in the Philippines? Well, when you get here, you register with the embassy here. That's what I did. And if there's any emergencies or something, they'll let you know what's going on. They send me things every so often about stuff. So yeah, I would recommend that you do register here when you get here, with the embassy. I think I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, but yeah, definitely register with the embassy. Alice Vlogs in Wonderland. Let's see. I always watch your vlogs and forward it to my boyfriend's email. He's planning to visit the Philippines, but he worry how many days he'll be quarantined. Any idea, Steve? I think it's like 7 to 10 days up there now, somewhere in around that. It was like 14 for a while, but I believe they're like 7 to 10 days. Maybe it's 14 again because of the variant, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's that much now. I think they went down. Michael L says the problem is is only for 1 or 2 serotypes, and you can get hit with one of the others. Antibody dependent enhancement will make the infection worse. Yeah, dengue can be pretty rough. You can die from that stuff, but I still wouldn't get the vaccine. You can actually get dengue insurance here if you shop around. It's not that expensive. Tom Pierce says, I actually got a quote from a place in Manila for hair transplant, but had to leave and not gotten back to have work done. Yes, seriously. Yeah, Tom, I'm sure they got places up there. You can just look around. They have everything here. Everything you want to get, And it's way cheaper than back home, I can tell you that. Michael L., I will take all the other vaccines except for the Sanofi dengue vax, which has a metric ton of issues. Yes, it does. Yes. USA to Philippines live. Hello, Steve, and everyone in chat. Let's see, we got 114 people, 58 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. A. Advincula. Thanks. I'll try to email again. I think I had the correct address. Okay, I might have it in there. I just haven't been on there today, and I apologize for that. Once or twice a week, I take a day and I just kind of take it slow. And today I didn't go into my emails at all. I've been keeping up with my comments, but not my emails. So I'll go on there and I'll check that. But resend it, okay? So JD says, as an emergency backup, I have a Western Union account and memorize my login in case I ever lost my bank cards. At least I could wire myself money. See, guys, did you hear what JD just said here? He says, as an emergency backup, I have a Western Union account and memorize my login in case I ever lost my cards. At least I could wire myself money. And that's key, you know, because you can always go to like a computer or something like that, and you can Western Union yourself some money. And that's really good if you lose your ATM card here or something like that, you know, as long as you got some sort of ID. And that's why I tell you to keep IDs hidden all over the place. And, you know, when you come here, if you're on the SRRV, get the national ID card. That's free because SRRV holders can get the national ID card. Just FYI. As I checked into that, and it's on the list, okay? So a lot of people don't know that you can get it, okay? So just keep that in mind. Biggie B, like your videos, very informative. I have so much to plan and prep for my PI move, hopefully next year. Hey, Biggie, check my older videos. There's a lot of planning stuff back there and prepping, okay? Get a whiteboard too and write all your stuff that you need. There is a lot of prep. You know, we've talked about that, and I had a whiteboard with a check-off thing of all the things because I was always coming up with new things that I had to do, like get rid of my car. I just went, you know, because I knew I had to sell my car. I actually contacted somebody about a month before I sold my car, and the guy said, just bring it in, I'll buy it, you know, and I just wanted it paid off, you know, and get rid of it so I wouldn't have any problems because I probably could have made $1,000 or $2,000 on it, you know, pretty easily or more. But I just wanted to get rid of it like in the last week, and it meant more to me, you know, to have that car right up to the last week. And I tried finding people that would buy it, friends of mine, to give them a deal, you know, and nobody wanted it. And afterwards they were all yelling at me saying, oh man, you should have sold me the car, Steve. I would have bought it off you. But nobody had the money. You know the way that works, you know. Steve Ford says, I send 150,000 peso each month via Remitly to Cebu. Only issue is over 100,000, it can be collected via BDO bank. Let's see, Western Union, not really helpful to send this kind of money. Yeah, I send mine little by little, Steve. We do send it. I send some to my girlfriend. I send the budget to her, so she takes care of all the stuff in the budget. And the rest of the stuff just either stays in my account or I take it out by ATM little by little. You know what I mean? So it works. My ATM fees get refunded because I have Metro Credit Union back in Chelsea, Massachusetts, and they're pretty good because they refund all the fees over here, so that's good. Patriot Pirate says, do you know how long it takes for 9A for the new SRRV program? No, it's not a new SRRV program. It's a trial program, Patriot, okay? It's not a new SRRV program. It's not new. It's just a trial program, okay? And they don't know. Some people are saying it's going to take about 3 weeks. Some people are saying it takes about 2 months. I'm going to say about a month, okay, just to be safe. I heard they're going to be faster because they're going to work with them now, and they're going to try to push this through, you know. I think they're going to try to walk this stuff through to make it faster. So we'll see how that works out. I think it's going to be fast. I think they want to get people in here spending money, and this isn't going to be a huge amount of people. Although we do have quite a few coming in here, you know. Paul Osborne says, given all the unemployment in the PI, do you guess that rents may begin to drop? No, I don't think that they'll ever drop any lower than what they are because they can't. You know, a lot of people I know here aren't paying their rents. I just don't see that happening. They're low right now. You know, Smoky Mountain Modeler says, I'd like someone know I'm there in case the spit hits the spam. Yeah, I hear you, Smokey. That's why I would tell the embassy, and the embassy will tell us if we have to get out or anything, or what we need to do. You know, Biggie B, applying for SRV. How is the veteran prices work? Is there an age limit? Well, Biggie, you got to be at least 50, okay, and it's $1,400 application fee, and it's $1,500 that goes into the security deposit. So it runs you around $3,000 plus all your costs associated with apostles and police reports or FBI reports and stuff like that. Yeah, FBI. I tell people just get an FBI report, you know. But it's right around there. It's not bad. And you need a copy of your DD 214. Your apostles is going to be the biggest pain back in the States. And then if you're going to do the trial program, you know, getting the EED to get your 9A visa, that's going to be your hardest stuff right there. But it's not that bad. You can do it. People are doing it, but I tell people, I recommend that people don't, because it's a lot harder than doing it the regular way. So, but there are people doing it and people getting through it, but there are some people that ran into roadblocks. So just be aware. You know, we have a couple of people that did run into some serious roadblocks, but some people were able to, get through that, and some people weren't. Jack Redmond says, let's see, the Philippines consulate in Washington D.C. will answer any questions you got if you call them. Jack, they will answer a lot of questions, but one of the ones that they're not really that great at answering from everybody that I've spoken to is about SRRV questions. So if anybody has those questions, you can send them to me, and I can answer them. And it's not that hard. Or I can send you to Mary Rose, and usually I send you to Mary Rose, and she checks with you and asks you all kinds of questions or whatever, and and then you go from there. And if she says, okay, I'll help you on the flip side, telling you about the apostles and stuff. We also have, don't forget, guys, we also have the videos on doing the apostles and also doing the police report. I did 2 videos on those. So if anybody needs help, we have all the help here. And I work directly with Mary Rose. I don't get a nickel off of this. I do this, I help people for free. Like I've told people, just all I ask is that you watch my ads on my videos. That's all I ask, And I get enough each month that this helps me out. And I was doing it for free before, but it's nicer getting a little bit of money off the ads. We don't do super chats. We don't take any money from anybody or anything. And I always tell people that I don't take a nickel from you, and neither does Mary Rose. Mary Rose only takes the fees that the PRA requires, and that's it. She gets paid by the PRA. Okay, and I just tell people, just give her or her agents a nice tip, and don't use any other agents, and don't work with the PRA, because once you start working with the PRA, if you contact them, then what happens is you can no longer use an agent, and the agents are a big help. So I tell people, just be smart about it. Some people want to work with the PRA. That's fine if that's what you choose to do, but you end up doing more work, and it's easier to have your own agent because you can call them and stuff like that. And if you do the agent, you can call me too. So and I'll give out my number to anybody that needs it. If you need help asking questions, I'll talk. Some people I talk with for 2 or 3 hours helping them out. And we go through everything. Let's see. I just had a little lizard walking by here. I don't know how we got into the house, but it's the first time I've seen one in a while. Let's see. Eric Bowen says, a lot of condos, new ones in Manila, are unsold. Great time to purchase if you are ready. You'd get a great deal. I'd be careful about that, Eric, because some of those might go belly up. So just be careful, because I think they kind of built too many of those, Ryan Roberts, appreciate your channel, boss man. Can't wait to be with my wife soon in Davao. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. Carl Wilkinson, watching from Belgium. I think that's the first time we've had somebody from Belgium, Carl. Thanks. I think I've seen you on here before. You've commented before. The name sounds familiar. See, all the way live. God bless you, brother. Thank you for helpful info. Even though sometimes I don't want to hear the truth, you just put it out there. That's what's up. Hope to see you sometime in the future. Yeah, man. We always try to put the truth out there. I know sometimes people don't want to hear it because it kind of blows that positivity out of your sales. And I don't mean to do that with people, but I just want to be realistic. I don't want to be blowing smoke up anybody's rear end. I really don't. I just want to put the facts out there. And I know sometimes people are trying to stay positive, but I do want people to know the truth too, because, I don't think we're going to get in here fast. I'm hoping that we do, but, I don't think so. I'm hearing from some people probably in March or something like that. Somebody said December, but I don't think so. I don't think that's even closely possible in December, but maybe in March. Paul Osborne says, I like Western Union transfer, but they are expensive. Paul, it's not expensive if it's not that expensive if you use the app. It's a little expensive. I don't think it's that expensive. Each person has an idea of what expensive is. I don't think it's that expensive, but that's just my opinion, Biggie B is wiring through Western Union cheaper through a bank or a store pickup? It's pretty cheap, Biggie. I don't know what a bank charges. I forget what they charged me when I did a transfer. But yeah, store pickup's definitely different. Okay. I wire it from my bank to my bank over here or to my girlfriend. It's really cheap. They take a percentage of it, or you can choose like two other ways too. You can chart. They have like a flat rate fee of like $4 or something like that, or whatever. It changes for each amount, so I can't really give you an amount, you know. But yeah, it's reasonable. Gunny John, Steve, how did you get your city retirement pay apostoled? Gunny, when I did it, it was different because we could go to the DFA, the Department of Foreign Affairs here, and we could get them red ribboned. But that's not possible now unless they give you a waiver from the PRA with this new trial program. That's possible, maybe. I'm not sure what they're doing because they've changed everything and they're giving a lot of waivers right now, Gunny. So it is possible, you know, but it's not likely, okay? So it's something you have to run by Mary Rose on that one because, like I said, the trial program, I don't know a lot of stuff. I know a lot about it, but not the little things like that for some of the things because most of the stuff usually needs to be apostoled. The red ribbon is the same as kind of like the apostle. It's a Philippine apostle kind of. Okay, so I hope I answered that. It's something that you have to kind of run by Mary Rose. If she says you can do it over here, then you can do it over here, you know. See, RLV, sir, are you familiar with Landers, which is the same as SNR? No, I'm not actually, no. I don't think they're in this area. Tom Wright, love the caps you wear. Did you get them there or bring them with you? Yeah, Tom, I got those online through Lazada, and when I saw them, I always, back home, I used to buy, I bought one or two of them in Boston, and people would steal them off me. And they weren't as nice as the ones that I got over here from Lazada, because I like the military camouflage ones. I have quite a few of them. And I love those hats, and they're really, really cheap on Lazada, and they're very comfortable, and they're cool to wear, and they're just nice hats, and they're adjustable too, which makes them even better. You know, and actually I got my godchild one. She looks really cute in them too, and my girlfriend has them, my son has them, my daughter has them over here, and I even bought one for my neighbor over here. So we all kind of wear them, and everybody likes those hats, you know, and yeah, you get them on Lazada over here when you get over here, and they'll ship them right to your house. You know, they have some really nice hat deals on Lazada. So if you're looking for stuff like that, that's the place to get them. Let's see. Kapan says, if you decide you do not want to live in the Philippines, can you get your SRRV deposit back and go home? Yes, absolutely you can. Sure. And actually, if you do decide to stay here, you can still use that deposit for a lease or to buy a condo. So you can lease do a long-term lease or whatever. So that money can be used. Yes, absolutely. And if you do the courtesy visa for military people, the ID is only $10 per year, plus shipping and you know, any fees you give the agent for a tip or whatever they charge. USA to Philippines life. Steve, how's things going there currently with MECQ? MECQ is tough right now. We talked about that a little bit earlier. MECQ right now is putting a lot of stores out of business here, and I believe they just put another restaurant out of business today. So I mean, I hope not. They said that they weren't sure yet. I poked my head in there to check with them because they said if they went into MECQ again, that they would close. But I'm hoping that they don't because it's only 7 days. But maybe they'll just say, well, after that 7 days, we're done if they do it again. But I think that they thought if there was going to be another 14-day one, that would put them out of business. But you know, God willing, we don't go into another one because I think that's just going to kill the malls here. I mean, it's really rough watching all these people get out of work now. It really is. There's a lot of people out of work. I see more poor people in the streets now too. People that had, you know, even not even great jobs, but I see people just sitting in the streets with their hands out and cups out when you walk down the streets. It's just kind of rough to watch that. Let's see, Advincula says, Stephen, do you have any suggestions on work expats can do here in the Philippines to earn an extra income? Wow, yeah. You can do the TEFL, but the TEFL's kind of I heard it's getting a little saturated, but it's still possible. You could do the TEFL. You could do teaching English. It's not hard. It's possible. You know, I took the TEFL test. You know, did the 200-hour course and stuff like that. It's a little hard. I did a lot of work on that. You know, I stayed up till like 3, 4:30 in the morning. You know, doing that course, and you know, it's hard. It's hard work. You know, but I did it. And it didn't cost much. It's cheap, you know, but you can do it, you know. But you can do online stuff. Just make sure you're good with your taxes and stuff like that. You can start a vlog, but vlogging's hard. You have to really get started. Once you get past that starting point, then it starts going up, you know. But they're pretty popular over here, you know. So, but there's different types of vlogs, and I think an info channel is really, really good over here, you know. I think there's a lot of people that do the drag the girls out and stuff like that. I don't get into that stuff. So let's see. David C says, "Hey Stephen, no, I am joining the party late. You may not make it to my comment, but wanted to say hello from Yorktown, Virginia, and to thank you for all the help and info on your streams." No problem, David. Yeah, we have a lot of people. I get 6 to 10 calls a day some days, and some days I don't get hardly any, or 1 or 2 or whatever, you know. And we talk to a lot of people here. We make a lot of friends here, you know. And you guys, if we ever need help, you know, I always put myself out there. Sometimes I don't get to answer the phone, but I do tell people to call me in the evenings. And I've had a few people calling me at 6 in the morning, and I don't answer then, you know, at 6 in the morning. So, but people wake me up and I pick it up and hang up because they should know better, you know. But I always tell people call me in the evening, and I'll answer the phone calls then, you know. Smoky Mountain Modeler, is it safe to pick up cash at a stand-alone store or pick it up at a mall? I'm talking about transferring $2K per month at one time. Smoky Mountain Modeler, I would never ever send $2K per month at one time to any person, okay? Because when you send money, whether it be by Western Union, sometimes they hold it for a while and it doesn't get there fast, and then you call them up and they say, well, the Philippines is a country where they have a lot of problems. And these are Filipinos that are telling you this, by the way, because the call centers are over here. But they say that, you know, it was flagged. So then they ask you all kinds of questions. And if you don't answer the questions right, then they might send the money back to your account. So send always, I would say like 900, you know, and do it that way. That's just me. And I would try to send it to an account if the person has an account, Smokey. Just FYI. You know, I send it to my girlfriend's account, you know, things like that. But to send it to the mall to get picked up, I don't feel cool with that. No. You know, would I say it's safe? I think in most places, yeah, but not in Manila, you know. I wouldn't do that in Manila. No way, no how. Bill T says, Landers is in Alabang on Dang Hari Road. Okay. I've probably gone by there then, but I don't know where it is. I go to Alabang on occasion. We haven't lately. See, David C., one of my doctors was from over there, actually. David C. says, Avincula, just be careful with earning extra income in the PI. Definitely. And the required reporting for tax purposes. Not that I care, your business, but there are watchdog groups out there monitoring. Yes. Let's see, Loves Music, it says, message retracted, so I don't know what you wrote. RLV. Another option for your Western grocery is Landers, Alabang. Okay. See, Michael says, yes, the Inquisitors may have started with the web beggars. However, 10 to 1, they won't stop there. No, they're going after a lot of people here. They're mostly going after the Filipino ones, I noticed. They're not really going after too much with the expats over here. A lot of the expats pay taxes back in the States over here, I noticed. And when you pay back in the States, there's no double taxation because they have a tax treaty between the two countries. And you know, you really need to do your homework and follow up on that stuff. And if you make less than 5,000 and stuff like that, you don't hit the tax thing either. So you know, just FYI. All the way live. I am just going to keep my nose to the grindstone, bank as much cash as I can, plan to travel sometime around 2023. This way, all this global madness calms down, and I don't have to stress out. See, all the way live. You know what I tell people? You know, when I was waiting, I really wanted to get over here as fast as I could. And the best thing I can tell you is to calm down and enjoy life back there. Enjoy the moment back there because, you know, I do miss things about back home. and you know, we kind of take advantage of it. You know, we forget that the freedoms that we have back home. Sometimes now I miss home when I'm over here. Sometimes, you know, not that I plan on going back, but I do miss home. And you know, right now we're in heavy lockdown, so it's not fun over here. You know, but I do hope when everybody gets over here that we have all those freedoms back here and we can start going places and travel. And I can meet some of you guys too, you know. I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys. Let's see, Chris says, hello everybody. Brooke Snyder says, Steve-O, with all the closings, lack of jobs, etc., won't civil unrest start soon? I think we're going to start seeing civil unrest in a lot of places if things don't change soon. We're starting to see it in some countries already. Do I think it's going to happen here? I think the Filipinos are pretty good at following what the government tells them, you know. I don't know if we're going to have civil unrest here. I think people are starting to get ticked off, but I don't see people really getting mad because, you know, of what it is. I'm not sure why, but they don't, you know. But I don't expect any civil unrest that I can see. JD, if I do the SRRV initially without pension with a $20,000 deposit, once my pension is finalized and starts rolling in, would they refund me the 10K to reduce the deposit? Yes, they would. Absolutely. Yeah, you can change it. So that's not a problem, JD. They will do that. I actually heard that from Mary Rose. So you can get that done. Yes. Okay, so that is a possibility. Chris Boschart says, hello man in the blue room. David C. saw that the PI is watching for income earned by YouTubers living in the PI, especially the ones earning over 60K a year. Was told expats reporting to their income to the home nation are covered. Yeah, so that's what I heard too, you know. Yeah, as long because of the tax treaties and stuff like that. A lot of these people started their YouTubes back home, okay? And if they pay their taxes back there, they're supposedly covered by the tax treaty, according to some of the things that I've seen, okay? So if you make less than $5,000, it's not even an issue, you know? So you still have to pay taxes on that back in the U.S., though, just FYI. Mark Gomez, call him in the evening. It would have to be morning in U.S. time. Yes. Yeah, because I've been getting these calls in the morning, man. One was at 4:30 a.m. So just slow down, cowboy, you know. Lux says, Steve, you're becoming my favorite channel out of all that PH bloggers. Thanks, Luck. I really appreciate that, you know. Smoky Mountain Modeler, I probably won't have a bank account until I get my ACR card. I'm talking about sending money to myself for monthly expenses. Yeah, Smoky, you can also send it to yourself and pick it up at Western Union too, or any of those other things like that have the signs out for whatever you're sending it to. Like they have like the other type Western Union type companies. You know, you can send to those and just pick it up, as long as you have like a passport and an ID or whatever. And Smoky Mountain Modeler, if you have the SRRV, I highly recommend. You're going to get a card anyway, okay? But also get the national ID card because you're capable of getting that if you're on the SRRV. And I don't know what you have, but you know, you can definitely avail yourself of that if you have the SRRV. So you don't have to have it, but I recommend everybody gets it. Lux says, I like that you don't put down guys who send money to their long distance relationships. I mean, I did that. You know, I'm not. That's why I don't jump on people about that, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you want to do it. I mean, it's a risk for some people, you know, because there are some girls out there, as we all know, that will rip you off. But I don't think everybody's like that over here. I think, you know, it gets a little bit overplayed sometimes, because there are some decent girls over here, and you know, they get slammed in the head by these scammers sometimes because it hurts their name too, and these girls got to put up with a lot of crap. So, you know, and my girl, I was really lucky because we had a long distance relationship for 4 years, you know, and she waited for me for 4 years, and I sent her money. We set up the house, we did everything, you know, and I trusted her 100%. I never had a problem. She was talking to me all the time. You know if somebody's a ripoff us. If they're constantly hitting you up for money, then you know what I mean? You can kind of tell, you know, by their heart, kind of, you know. My girlfriend never asked me for money, you know. I gave it to her when I thought we needed to do something, and she needed money to do it. Because I wasn't going to make her use her money because she didn't have that much. She did have money, though. She was a OFW, Chris says, you will always miss the West even you are there. That is normal. Yes. David says, you are correct, Stephen. If you report income to home country, you are golden. While they are going after PI nationals, they did warn expats to do the required reporting and that they will check. Yes, there is like some reporting you have to do or something like that. I'm not sure if it's below 5,000 you have to report though. I think once you go over the 5,000, then you have to report. But I'd have to check into that because I didn't get up above that 5,000, last year or anything. So, hi Stephen, I have 2 computers that run 24/7 watching my favorite channels, so the ads must run wild. Hope this helps with your revenue. Thanks, William. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. That helps a lot. Tom Pear says, 30 to 50-year-old single Filipino women care nothing about an American man once they're in the U.S. Saw that every time I go to an Asian supermarket. I'm not sure if that's totally true, Tom. I've seen some marriages at work and some that don't. And I was around, I was married to a Filipino before, and yes, they all went through divorces, all of them, almost all of them. But there was a couple that lasted, But yes, it seems like some Filipino women just, when they get to the U.S., it definitely changes things for sure. There is something that goes on. I think it's because they're with an older man. But these weren't with older men. They were with younger guys, young ex-military guys in their 30s and 20s and stuff. So, and they still left. So it's not about age. It's just that they get hit on by a lot of guys, and after a while they're like looking for what's the next best one and the next best one. Luck says, what are your thoughts on agencies who specialize in helping Filipinas travel abroad or helping foreigners go to PH with all the paperwork? I don't like those places, like I said, with the SRRV, it's one thing, but yeah, some of them are good companies too. I don't know what to say about, I know there are some legit companies out there, but I'm not going to put them all down, But I know there are some kind of sketchy ones too, and some of the SRRV ones that charge large sums of money, it's not needed because you can go through our person and she doesn't charge you a nickel. I just tell people just tip them at the end or whatever. She gets $500 from the PRA when you're all done. So she gets paid out of your application fee. So why wouldn't you use her? It's just, it's a good thing, Let's see. Lazy Larry, Willie White, it depends on where you live. The Eastern time difference is 12 hours. Yeah, it's different. California is different than the East Coast. Let's see. USA to Philippines life. Good advice, Steve. I'm trying hard to enjoy U.S. life as it winds down the next half dozen years. Yeah, you'll get there, man. You'll get there. When I knew I was coming here, the 4 years it kind of dragged, but it kind of flew by too. Because I was always planning. In my mind, I was already in the Philippines. And I mean that seriously. Like, it's just like a psychological thing. I was already here. And it's kind of like manifesting, as some people put it. Like if you concentrate on something, it's going to happen. And I tell people, just, if you focus on something, you can make it happen. But you gotta stick with it, and don't give up. And there's a lot of people giving up, and I tell people, don't give up yet. I know it's hard right now. I know it's tough. But it's hard to stay positive. And the people that do back out or whatever, I understand why they're backing out, because they want to go someplace quick. And, if they need to, then that's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Go where your heart is. You know what I mean? Maybe you'll find someplace decent. I tell people Belize is a beautiful country, and it might be like a temporary place to go to just kind of chill and relax if you got enough of a pension or whatever, Let's see. Tom Pierce says, cannot get to the PI, no decent women in U.S. Guess I will just go ride Harley today and try to forget about the PI until this crap is finished. Yeah, there's nothing you can do, Tom. You know what I mean? That's what I say, Wesley George, I can't wait to move to the Philippines with my Filipino wife. Everybody wants to get in here, I understand it. Let's see, relax is inspiring. Thanks, man. But we do need to stay positive in today's world. Today's world is a mess. All of us need to stay positive no matter what we're focusing on. you know. Smoky Mountain Modeler, thanks for the info, Steve. Gotta go. Stay safe. See you next week. Yep, we'll be here next week. You know, the only time if you don't see me on here, guys, for any reason, either I'm sick or we went away for the weekend or something like that. And even then, I would try to get on here for at least an hour or something like that. You know. See, James D. I've been sending money to my Filipina for 5 years now to help support her. Yeah, I mean, you know, we should be doing that if, you know, if we're married or, you know, we're in a steady relationship or whatever, you know. I mean, we need to help these girls out because some of these girls can't survive in today's economy over here. There's no jobs. Wesley George, David C. Actually, we will only get a lot of rain and 30-mile-an-hour winds. Let's see. Luck is French for Luke. Okay, Luke. Okay. Thank you, Luke. Let's see. USA to Philippines life. I sent my wife an allowance when she was in PH before we got married. She gave up her OFW job to be in the Philippines for our wedding. No regrets. That's good. Let's see. American Pride. David C. PRA are not... The PI are not worried about YouTube channels. They can barely pay their bills and don't have the resources to police little YouTube channels. They have no right to tax dollars from American. James D. And now she has gone home to Mindanao from, let's see, he's talking about his girlfriend there. Let's see, Paul Osborne, be careful of sending money to LDR. Yeah, you should still be careful, but I mean, after a while you kind of get to know somebody, even in a long distance relationship. But some guys kind of jump in. I've seen some older guys, man, and they go googly eyed, you know, for these young girls and stuff like that, you know. And you got to kind of control yourself a little bit too, you know. Let's see, they can graduate from legitimate need status to scammer status very quickly if you are too easy. Yes, I agree. That can happen. If you're with the wrong girl and she has the wrong heart, yeah, for sure. David C., about 5 years before retirement and thinking about moving to PI. Lived in PI for 4 years during late 80s. How far in advance should I start planning and taking actions? I started planning about 4 years out. I started writing things down that I would need to do, you know, and started doing all my research and stuff. I was fortunate enough that I had a good job on weekends where I was doing just security work and I was sitting in a car so I could do all my research, you know. And I worked in the school department, and sometimes during the day it was slow and I could sit at my desk and do some research in there on occasion, you know. So I was lucky. RLV, we won't street protest as in other nations. Won't risk losing 537 wage per day for the family. Yeah, probably. Chris says, I'm from Belgium, Europe. Nice to know you. I live San Pedro Laguna. There we go. It's not too far. See, Robert Crotty says another good place to go is Nicaragua. I heard, yeah, Nicaragua has the Corn Islands or Maize Islands they call them. They used to be leased by the U.S. or something like that. The people there speak English really well there, Robert. You probably heard of them if you've gone to Nicaragua. I think they're called the Maize Islands or the Corn Islands, one or the other. I'm not sure which. They're both the kind of the same name, you know. But I'm pretty up on a lot of those places because I've been to Belize and places like that, you know. So I've been to Mexico. Chris Boschart, not far from you. Yes. Yeah, it's not far at all, actually. Let's see. U.S. to Philippine life. Steve, did you have friends and family try to talk you out of retiring in the PH? I'm dealing with that now. You know something? I didn't really have that much family back home except my sister, and she didn't talk me out of it because she knew what I wanted. She, you know, I told her what was going on back home. My family was a mess back home. That's all I can say. I mean, you guys have heard my story probably. I've told my story on there, and after going through that, I didn't want to even be there. It was just a reminder of all the crap that I had gone through with family, and you know, there's a lot of guys that go through that same stuff. I mean, let's face it, families are a mess today in the States. They really are. They're not what they were back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're breaking apart really fast, and it's kind of sad to watch that, you know. Let's see. Brooke Snyder. I actually had friends though that tried to talk me out of it. Brooke Snyder, Steve-O, can you do a walk by some gated communities and or a vlog on a 2 to 3 bedroom homes with the community pools? Brooke, I wish I could, but with the COVID right now, we can't do any of that. So I've been looking and trying to do homework on that. My girlfriend's been looking, but we can't even get into them because they won't let you in, you know. So Some places you could probably get in, but then it's a problem of talking to the people and trying to get phone numbers. So it's been really, really hard. But we are gonna do that once things open up a little bit more, because we know a lot of people want to see those. So we'll see. I'll do the best I can. I'm gonna go over to General Trias someday, and I'm gonna see if I can get into one of those places again after we get off, after the 7th of September. So, David C. American Pride. Heard the lack of dollars is why the PI is looking at possible sources of revenue. Heard this is also a push for legalizing divorce. Maybe they are looking at big-time YouTubers, not naming. Yeah, there's a lot of big-time YouTubers in the travel channels. You know what I mean? We're like small potatoes for them, but I pay my taxes, so I don't even worry about it. Kevin Hainan, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Yeah, do that thumbs up button, guys. I appreciate that. Scott, Steve, are people there afraid of the virus? Yes and no. There are people afraid of the virus. Yes, I don't think they're that afraid though. Wesley George, a lot of people walking around with their mask pulled down below their nose and their shield on top of their head. So most people don't worry that much about it. Wesley George, if you're married to a Filipino, why didn't you make the move to come over to the Philippines? A lot of people don't come. They stay in the States. If some wives want to be in the States and they like it there. I know some people up in like Idaho and Kansas and Filipino American marriages, and they do really well out in the Midwest. Things kind of work different if you're away from the cities and away from other people. It just kind of slows life down. The Filipinos just kind of enjoy it more. Steve Ford says, "Hi Steve, did you ever work with a chef called Zardi in the Navy? I work with him at RAF Brody." No, I haven't. I was on submarines, Steve. I was on submarines, but that name's not familiar, no. David C. Thanks again, Steve. Signing out. Thanks, David. I'm going to be signing off here in a few minutes too, guys. I'm just going to read a few more, and then we're going to call it a night because I'm kind of beat tonight. But we will do it again next Saturday, okay? James D. The places in Mindanao to avoid are only far southwestern, or at least be more careful. Luke says, non-judgment is so important when you vlog. You're the go-to guy for us foreigners in love more and more. This should reflect in your subscriber count, as I notice other vloggers losing subs. Yeah, we've actually seen like a kind of an uptick in the past week. We were going down for a while because during the summer, that's just what happens. It goes down a little bit. But I noticed that things are starting to pick up as we head into the fall, which is good, and that's the usual, So we'll get some more people on here probably, hopefully, That's actually a good time to get in, is like in September. That's when I took last year, when I really took off, was September. American Pride says, David C., you heard, LOL, they have no right to Americans' tax money. Did you hear this, or are you making it up? Share your source, because what you're saying makes no sense. Well, if you're paying taxes, is a tax treaty, American Pride, okay? And if you're paying taxes in the States, you don't have to pay here, Also, if you have an SRRV visa, your pension money doesn't get taxed here. So just FYI. So you don't have to pay, you pay zip and taxes here, but you do have to pay back in the States. Okay, Pound Cake says it's ridiculous that it's the only country that doesn't legalize divorce. Vatican is really not a country. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to legalize it soon. Whitebeard says, Steve, I'm confused on SRRV. He says SRRP, but for ex-military, does 4 years of service qualify me for extended courtesy? If it does, what kind of... If you're in the U.S., Canadian, UK, or Australian military, yes. If it does, what kind of SRRV would be needed for my wife? She can fall under that too. You need to talk to Mary Rose about that part, but yes, she can fall under that. You have to talk to her. She'll fill you in on that. Okay, if you need that information, Steven5975@yahoo.com, and ask me for Mary Rose's info. And talk to her first, and then if you need help after that, I will be more than glad to help you. Brooke Schneider says, Steve-O, I'm lucky my family is wanting to visit me once I'm in PH. I have half PH granddaughter with relatives near Manila. We are all excited to see PH open. Brooke, we're gonna have a lot of fun when you get here. You know, because I wanna get you in on some stuff when I get over here. We'll try to have some get-togethers and stuff maybe with some of the expats here. Like maybe every month or every 3 months we can have a barbecue. And we got the area here to do it where I live too, so it'll be good. Lux says Canada official travel site still says to avoid Mindanao region because of violence. Yes. Yep. James D says good night. Always regards, James. Let's see, we got 102 thumbs up, 110 people still on here, and let me see. I'll answer a couple more, and then we're gonna call it quits. Chris says SRRV is good, and my retirement come to the BDO bank every month. So I'm Captain Para Commando on retirement. Love in the Philippines, more fun. Dino Villamore says love your chat on YouTube, Steve. Thank you, Dino. Let's see. Luke says, thanks a lot, Steve. American Pride, that was my point. He is trying to say government officials are outscoping YouTube looking to collect tax revenue from bloggers. I was telling him they can't do that because the expat pays to USA. Yeah, if they can't, there's a tax treaty, okay? And, you know, you have to be careful of that because there's a lot of people that work in the Philippines and they still pay taxes back to the U.S. because they're working. They get paid from the U.S. They get paid in the U.S. too, so that gets taxed in the U.S. There's just a lot of people that are putting crap out there just aren't talking about the right crap. You need to really check all this stuff out because each person's different over here. You know, I don't like to get into tax stuff too much, but I mean, it really truly is. Each person's different over here because some people are collecting their money over here. Some people are collecting their money back home. Some people work for companies back home. They're doing work online. It's different for each person, you know. So you have to be careful, and it's hard from, you know, when you ask a vlogger, hey, do you have to pay taxes to the Philippines? I wouldn't even want to answer that because that's a tax, a legal question with you know, that's different for everybody. So it's not like a vlogger should even be getting into that stuff because it's really hard. That's why I tell people, you know, there is a tax treaty, and that's key to a lot of people, you know. But yeah, some people do have to pay taxes over here. It depends where you have your, you know, things registered and stuff like that too. So just be careful, guys. You know, look into it. You know, you can go and ask, and they'll tell you. You know, whether you gotta, you know, you can ask all these questions. You know, just go to the tax authorities here and ask them. They'll answer all your questions. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, guys. We will be on next Saturday, 10 p.m. for sure. And let's see. Chris says nice videos. I watch them all. Even I'm not from USA, but some are good thinking and wise good information about everything. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. But God bless, guys, and we will be on here. And I didn't put a video out today except for this video, so tomorrow we will have a video up for sure, and we'll put out something good tomorrow. And we got some good videos coming out this week, so I'll give you something to look forward to. Hopefully, I can get out walking this week too. I'm gonna do some walking videos, you know. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and give me those thumbs up. Thank you, guys. God bless. Take care.